here. This is an amazing spot. And I'm going to tell you, I am here for one purpose. What do you think it is?
Make us laugh.
Hey, yeah, man. I'm here to make the wall shake with the laughter. I'm here to preach the good word of the humor. Can I get a ha?
Ha!
Can I get a ha? Ha!
Ha!
Well, that's one laugh. Guys, like I said, I drove out of San Angelo, Texas. And I'll tell you, before I even get there, I want to know in this room, I'm there because I am there with the military, so I always like to give a shout out to those people. Do we have any people that are veterans or were in the military? This guy here. The guy with that deep voice. What were you?
U.S. Army.
U.S. Army. You guys got a hoorah or some kind of noise?
Hoorah.
All right, there we go. Can you do it louder?
Hoorah.
Oh, man. He's looking at me like I'm not a hard warrior, like I'm not his kind of people, and I was Chair Force. I sat in a dark room, looked at screens. It was cool. Chair Force is what they call us, actually. But guys, I love telling people. I do love telling people that I was in the service. I love telling people that I'm a veteran. But I'm a special kind of veteran. I'm the type of veteran that believes the word veteran should never be abbreviated to the word vet. You see, vet can mean so many different things. It can mean prior service member. It can mean animal doctor. It can mean Corps vet. It can even mean a person who has a lot of experience in their profession. Now, my father-in-law was in service. So was his dog. So in theory, I, as a vet, can help a vet, take his vet to the vet, and a vet. Like a vet! You're looking at me like, how did I get on this mic? And I'll tell you, I was vetted. Now, like most military people who live in San Angelo, I'm not from San Angelo. No, I'm a transplant. So when I go home for the holidays, I really have to go somewhere. And I go all the way back to a place called Cooter, Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said Cooter. It's a nice place in a backwoodsy, rednecky sort of way. But anytime I go home, me and my family, we take a trip over to the department store, the only department store in Cooter. And when I say department store, I mean the Dollar General. And when I say my family, I mean my family. I'm talking about my nieces, my nephews, my aunts, my uncles, my grandma, my grandpa, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my kids, and my wife. One great big redneck mecca right over to the great department store in Cooter, Missouri. Now, last time we made such a trip, my youngest daughter began to act out. You know, the way they do. And I was going to try and crush it at the lowest level. Bend down, have a conversation with her. Now, before I get too far into that, I'll tell you, military members, depending on when they serve, they have their own world problems to think about, their own war. Mine happened to be the war on terrorism. With that came some common misconceptions. People believe that Middle Easterners raise their kids to be terrorists. That's not true. All kids are terrorists. Just in America, we like to train it out of them. Let me get back to my story with my child. I got down about eye level. She began to make demands. Well, I don't negotiate with terrorists. So I scoop her little butt up. I'm going to take her out to the car. That's the known consequence. She doesn't want that, so she's fighting me a little bit. So like any good dad would, I threw her over my shoulder, and I quit giving my pace. Then she began to really fight. Arms this way, legs that way, really giving me problems. And I'm okay with that. But then my daughter, she did the unthinkable. In public, she cried for help. Dramatically, too. She's all, help me, help me, help me, help me. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a middle-aged man. You're a small community. You don't know me. I'm during here running for the door with a small child draped over my shoulder, kicking and flailing, fighting for his life. I'm about, help, help me, help me. Man, in Texas, I'd have been shot. I couldn't get out of that place quick enough. I turned and sprinted across the parking lot. I got to the car. I opened the car door. I went to put her in. She didn't want to go in. She's holding on to the door frame with all four limbs like this. So I was pushing on her torso to those little limbs. They just get out. I got her into the car seat, tied her down like a darn hostage. Stood up, looked around. Hundreds of spectators. Some might call them witnesses. But you know, not a single one of them challenged me. You know why? Because they know All kids are terrorists, not to be negotiated with. You laugh and you smirk like that might be true. It's not true. We do negotiate with our kids. In fact, we give them their own rules to play by. For instance, if a small child was to throw out its arms and run into a room and go, look up and declare, I'm a helicopter. You know what you'll tell that kid? Yeah, you are. You can be anything you want to be. But Lord forbid, I, as a grown man, should throw out my arms, run into a room, and go, look up and declare, I'm a helicopter. People say mean things. Like, get away from me. Or we should see other people. Oh, the truth, guys. The truth is, we will do almost anything for our kids. Here's an example. My youngest daughter, the terrorist I was just talking about, she recently turned 6 years old. And when in Texas, you do as Texans do. You buy a piñata. So I did, from the only decent place in town to get one, Supermercado. Now, having grown up in the Midwest, I thought these things would be shaped like donkeys or pigs or stars and be festive colored, like they are in the cartoons. That's not how it is. I walked in and hanging from the rafters, they had Ninja Turtles, Transformers, Power Rangers, Powerpuff Girls, and even Disney princesses. Turns out they create these things based off characters our children have grown to love. Clearly, they're not on the same page as our European brothers. They also have paper mache characters. They call them effigies. And they beat them, they stab, they burn them. You see, they create theirs based off characters they hate. Armed with this knowledge, I cruised to the register knowing I wasn't buying a piñata. Nah, I was buying an effigy. You see, I was buying Elsa. Oh, I hate Elsa. I love my daughter, though, so I bought the darn thing, took it home, raised it up. She hit it with everything she had. She said, ah! It didn't break, so I gave her another shot. Ah! It's okay. You can smile, smirk, giggle, or even laugh because you know that that's the sound that a 6-year-old little girl makes when they hit a piñata. Not my son, though. No. 16 years old. He brought the heat. He brought the hate. He was all, boom, 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 boom. And I guess I was getting into it because I was all, hit her again, son. Hit her again, son. Hit her again. And I could feel all the parents' eyes shift towards me. I realized I was conveying a horrible message. So I started backpedaling as quickly as I could. I was all, let it go, son. Let it go, son. Let it go, son. Let it go. Oh my God, I hate that movie. Most dads do. But I think at this point I seem a little bit like a psychopath, and that's okay. But I want to take the attention off me and put it on you. We're going to do a status check. I'm going to do single versus married. If you're single, show me where you're at. Get loud.
I'm right here.
Cool. Then this place is about to blow up. If you're married and you love the person you're with, make some noise! Those two didn't say nothing. It's okay. A lot of people don't care to say. I love to say, though, I tell people all the time, I've been married for 22 years. Happily so. But in that time frame, I learned a thing or two. For instance, did you know that married people have different nicknames than single people? For instance, I'm not sweet, I'm not honey, I'm not baby, I'm not bae. Now, my wife, she calls me somebody. It's nice, of course, she never says it directly to me. She'll walk into an empty room and declare, somebody should mow the lawn. Or somebody should do the dishes. Or maybe somebody should go change that baby's diaper. And I do it all. I'd like to say it's out of love. But it might be more true to say it's out of fear. Send help. Oh, man. She loves me, though, and I love her back, at least more times than not. There are those times when she's driving. That's a hard knot. See, anytime she's behind the wheel, it's like she's angry. It's like she has constant road rage. You guys get road rage? You don't have to admit it. I know you do. We all do. But I recently learned something about myself. I'm pretty tolerant of other drivers. What gets under my skin, what gives me road rage, are the other people in my own car. They make me say things like, don't let me come back there, or I will turn this car around. Of course, my go-to at the moment is, I'll wreck this car right now and end it all. They don't let me drive the church band anymore. Oh, so much truth. truth is, I really do love my wife so much. But spouses, they can be pretty demanding. For instance, a while back, my wife asked me if I would care to learn a second language with her. I told her, heck no. Sounded like a lot of work. 3 days later, she asked me again, and I knew it was going to be a thing. So I told her, yeah. Would you believe that she let me pick the language? So I chose something that would be completely useful to me here in Texas. I chose Italian. Okay, so not very useful, but I worked real hard at it for about a week. It was as tough as I thought it'd be, so I quit. But before I did, I took a test that told me I'm exactly 1.9% fluent in Italian. I say that qualifies me to teach you a thing or two, give you some words. You guys want to learn some Italian?
Yeah.
All right, that's 7 out of the 30. That's enough for me. Here we go. We'll start with this. Figaro, 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 Figaro. I'm not sure who or what that guy was singing about, but I like to believe it's that cat from Pinocchio. But I digress. I didn't come to talk about that. I came to give you some words. Let's start with ciao. I don't mean the dog you grew up with or the food that you ordered. I mean C-I-A-O. See, in Italy, it means both hello and goodbye. That wouldn't work in America. You can try it. You can walk up to somebody, let them say hi to you, look back at them and say goodbye. Straight jerk move, not cool, you'll not be friends. However, in Italy, you walk up to somebody and say ciao. They'll look back at you and say ciao. Now, he could be the nicest guy in the world or a straight up jerk. You don't know the difference. Kind of cool, kind of messed up. Let's move on to another word. Prego. Yeah, I just rolled the R trying to sound sexy as all get out. And I can tell it didn't work. It's okay. That's not how I normally say it. I normally say it like this. Prego. And half the room would believe I'm talking about a pregnant woman. The other half might believe I'm talking about that pasta sauce you find over in aisle 12. But you might be surprised to learn it does not mean pasta sauce, it does not mean pregnant woman. What it means is you're welcome. Now with that in mind, let's think back to that pasta sauce for a second, how it just sits there knowing it's so darn good, it gives you a preemptive, you're welcome, right across the label. Prego. Prego indeed. Seems kind of arrogant if you ask me. But you know, I like that kind of swagger. So much so that I let it inspire my first tattoo, right across my chest. Prego. That way when I'm frolicking on the beach, walking very manly with my shirt off, anybody that sets eyes on me will know that my body welcomes their gaze. Why is that funny? It's because you might not see the same sexy beast of man that I see in the mirror. You may see my pale flat chest, slightly swollen gut, read my tattoo and think, yep, prego, definitely prego. Man, the truth, guys. I'll tell you, the one thing I really learned in that 1 week that I worked so hard on the Italian language is that it is a really cool language. But upon further review, most languages sound pretty amazing when you compare them to English. So I brought something to compare it to. Something a comedian should never do. I'm going to reach 30 years into the past to take a song out of an animated feature, bring it to the present, put it on this mic, and sing this to you in English. See if you recognize it. Here comes a lion, father. Yes, it's a lion. Ever heard that? Of course not, because it's lame. Let's back it up and play it in Zulu. Naskiriyama bagithya baba. Majestic. English can't touch that. But if you need more proof, look to our youth. Our kids try to spice up the English language all the time. They take our words and they truncate them in some way, or they'll take a word that used to mean this and make it now mean this, and I pick up on it. And I go home and I practice on my 18-year-old daughter. I tell her, your eyebrows are on fleek. That means they look good. No cap. That means I'm not lying. She thinks I'm OD, which means I'm overdoing it. I should change my drip. Which means stop, Dad. Then she hits me with another word, cringe. Because that's what I am. And I get it. But I don't care how she feels because I think that she is lit. And lit is my favorite of the words that the young people use. You see, I'm old enough to have seen its entire evolution. When I was a kid, it was legitimate. And then it was legit. Then it was too legit to quit. Now the kids say lit. For half a second, they test drove the word litty. Nobody liked that, so they went back to lit. And I'm glad they did. You see, compared to Liddy, I think lit sounds pretty darn legit. In fact, I'd even say it's too legit to quit. It sounds legitimate to me. Come on now. All right. Now I'll tell you, let's go ahead and play this game. I want to know, by a show of applause, who here has kids? All right, ma'am, for you in the front row, we're going to try this again. I said by show of applause, and she did this. Hate to call you out. If you raise the other hand, I can think that maybe you got the Holy Spirit, but you didn't. Or raise, put your hands up. All right, so we're going to try it again. If you have kids, please go ahead. Round of applause. That is almost everybody, so let's see how this works. If you love to embarrass the heck out of those kids, go for it. Give me an applaud. Me too! And I'll tell you, what I think is the easiest way to embarrass a kid is to use slang. Because if you're old enough to have kids who are old enough to be embarrassed by you, you're too old to use slang. And it's a shame, because we collect it our entire lives. I still use it though. I'll walk in and I'll see my kids sitting on the couch with their friends, minding their own business. And I'll hit them old school. I'll go, "What up, my home dogs? What's the haps going down on Front Street? What's the 411, yo?" Their eyes will roll out of their skull. Then they try and hit me old school. They go, "Dad, you're so whack." Whack! I can't take that. So I have to hit them with something that they'll understand. And I look in their eyes. And we find a young person. I look in your eyes and go, 100, no cap, for real, straight busting, valid, not mid at all. Am I not the bomb.com? Have I no riz? This is where they actually just get up, walk out of the room, slam the door behind them. So much satisfaction! I won. That's all I wanted was leave me alone, you damn kids. Oh man. No, I'll tell you, I do like messing with their words. I'm going to go ahead and start with telling you about another group of people that do not like the English language, though. Wine connoisseurs, wine drinkers, any of you? Just hard working, beer drinking sons of gunses. All right. Well, I'll tell you something about wine drinkers. They say some cool words. They say things like reverse demeanor, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio, Sangria. All over cool words. None of them are English. They do have one on reserve for us. It's oaky. Now, if you don't know what an oaky is a wine that's aged in an oak barrel. A fine oaky is a wine I care to taste. An okie dokie oaky is a wine I can buy by the case. A person who lives in Oklahoma is also known as an oaky. And I tell you that because I want you to know that I can have an okie dokie oaky with an okie dokie oaky and be okie dokie by me still here. Come on now. Woo! No, so I do like to mess with words, I really do, and I'll tell you at the house, real word nerds, and we have our favorites. Our favorite words are palindromes. You know, those words that are spelled forward the same as they are backward. Things like mom, dad, race car, taco cat. Oh, we used to love taco cat. But our new favorite is the longest palindrome in the world. It's go hang a salami, I'm a lasagna hog. You heard me. I said, go hang a salami, I'm a lasagna hog. You look at me, ma'am, you look at me like you do not think that's what it says backwards. So I'm going to read it to you in reverse. Go hang a salami, I'm a lasagna hog. She's still not impressed. Now she's got a different palindrome in mind. She's like, wow. That makes me so happy. Because spelled backwards, wow is wow. All right, but I have been stuck on that for a long time. Ever since we learned it, I've been stuck with it. So I need to make sure that you learn it. So I'm going to, very much like a teacher, I'm going to say a word. I want you to repeat the word back to me. And we're going to learn this phrase. Here we go. Let's see if this works. Guys, I need you to play along. Otherwise, it's weird. Don't make it weird. All right, here we go. Go.
Go.
Hang.
Hang.
A. Salami.
Salami.
I'm a lasagna
Lasagna.
hog.
Oh.
Did you say ho?
No.
Oh no. Do not leave that G hanging. Now I'm going to count to 3 and we're going to all try it together. The whole phrase. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. You're going to say, go hang a salami, I'm a lasagna hog. Let's see if we can do something crazy and silly right now. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Go hang a salami on a lasagna hog.
Dude in the blue hoodie is like, nah, I ain't doing it. Oh, you wait till what's next though. I told you I've always been a fan of words, and my favorite word that I discovered when I was 8 is still now my favorite now that I'm 48. And I think that everybody in this room probably knows it, except for him. He might know it. But it's going to, I'll start the word, and like a wave, I want you to help me finish it. Here we go. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. All right, there's like 4 people chewing. So we're going to try it again. You know the game. You know the word. Let's get loud with it. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Beautiful. Now the weird thing is I don't have a joke that goes with that. I just wanted you to feel that joy in your heart. God bless. Now I'm going to tell you, at this point in the show, you realize that I'm not necessarily like the other stand-up comedians. I'm just like some weird guy with a mic that gets to talk to a whole lot of people. And really the evidence is found in the fact that if you ask anybody who their influences are, as far as comedy goes, they say the same Mount Rushmore comedians. They say Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Robin Williams, George Carlin, Rodney Dangerfield, and I won't debate, those are the greats. But I couldn't, as a young man watching stand-up comedy, my parents made responsible freaking decisions. I couldn't watch those dirty old men. I had to watch people who sounded funny and could talk like cartoons. They called them impressionists. They left an impression on me, and I want to leave one on you. So we'll start off real easy. Maybe. Oh, 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 oh. They got it. They looked at me like they did not grow up in Mickey Mouse. As if you haven't made the noise 1,000 times in your life, it's okay. We can all admit it. It's fun. So much so that we're going to do it together. I'm going to hit you with a giggle. I'll say, ho. You'll hit me with a ho, ho. All right? All right. Guy in the blue shirt, I'm now watching you because he's been like a non-participant. Come on. Don't be too cool to do Mickey. Don't make it weird. I shouldn't be the only one having fun. Here we go. Ho. All right. A little bit more off over here. Ho. That was beautiful. You know that this means that you have a special power, right? You can finish an argument anytime you want. All you have to do is hit that other person, look as serious as you can, and go, "Huh? Shut the hell up." For the young ones, you go, "Huh? Shut up." All right? And if they laugh, the argument's over. If they get really mad and act like they want to fight you, run. Fight is over. Time for flight. No fight, must flight. Don't use your words, use your feet. All right, it's time to go. Now, I'm going to give you another impression. This is the very first impression I ever did. And it sounded a lot like this. And you might not know who that is. So I'm going to turn away from you and look back at you dramatically and declare, I'm Batman. And instantaneously, everybody now knows who I am. Funny how that works. Of course, the bad thing about the Batman voice is it sounds an awful lot like creepy guy voice. Remember, ladies, the guy who tried to pick you up at the bar? He was all, "Do you come here often? Are you alone? Can I call you?" First of all, guys, if you're doing Batman voice at the club, stop it! You're ruining it for the rest of us. No, they never stop. So next time you do it, as she looks at you like you're crazy, turn away and look right to her soul and declare, I'm Batman. Maybe it'll work. No, it's not going to work. Trust me, I've tried. But the cool thing about the Batman voice is that anybody can do it. It's simply an aggressive whisper with a little bit of bass. But the funny thing about the Batman voice is that even though everybody can do it, no two people sound alike when they do. But it still comes off like Batman voice. Now to prove it, I'm going to count to 3, and I want you to hit me with an aggressive whisper with a little bit of bass and declare, I'm Batman. I know he's got it.
Yeah.
Guys, don't let me down. I need a vigilante. My set is in trouble. Save me, vigilante. 1, 2, 3. I'm Batman. Beautiful. Beautiful. What's awesome is even the ladies are better at that than I am. It's true. But you know, I don't mind saying that because when it comes to impressions, I'm pretty new at it. But anything I try, I run full steam at. I give it everything I got. And here recently, I decided to set a world record. Now, I had to do some research. So I opened the Guinness book, flipped through a few pages. And the first thing that jumped out at me was the world's largest miniature airport. I'm not sure that those two phrases can even go together. But what it taught me was that if you suck at something bad enough, they'll give you a record for it. So I decided to be the world's loudest mime. You see, it's hilarious because mimes don't normally say things. I hate explaining that. But here we go. World's loudest mime. I am in a box. I am pulling a rope. World's loudest mime, y'all. Now, I'll tell you, it's getting towards the end of my time here, but I'm going to tell you that if I can't make it as a comic, because I may not. I mean, I traveled 3 hours here, I'll travel 3 hours back, and there's about maybe 35 people here. I realize I'm not big time, and I may never get there. So I have to say that I want to continue entertaining, and there are some other avenues. Like, I could be a rapper. I could be a rapper. I'm glad you see that. It's the flannel, right?
You could be Batman.
No, I could be a rapper, and I think that I like that you said that, but I think that I call myself Reese's Pieces because M&M's already taken. I used to roll with the Twix twins till one left because the other one always had to be right. I still hang out with Snickers though. But at the end of the day, we're all still looking for our first big payday. Mostly because we're just a bunch of nerds. And guys, you don't have to laugh at that joke, because I know it was sweet. No, I'm going to tell you, probably the easiest or the best thing out there to be would be a mime. I don't mean like the loud mime. By the way, that's not the world's loudest mime. It might have been for a second, but some guy in Germany refused to let me have it. He was loud. But a mime can do anything they want at any given time. And this is cool because their imagination will allow them to be the best at everything they do. For instance, I can shoot a bow. Bullseye. Why? Because I'm a mime! I can juggle. Not one, not two, but 8 at a time and not miss a single one. Why? Because I'm a mime! Now, we'll see. We'll test this theory real quick. I gotta find a... No, you know what? No, what? You just random target. Yep, guy in the blue. You'll play along. Here we go. I'm gonna... He caught it. Of course he did. Why? Because I'm a mime! Guys, that's all I'm saying. If you aim high to be a mime, all you have to do is know when to shut the hell up. And that's just about that time for me, guys. But before I get out of here, I need you to do a thing. This is something that is very important. All right, because I told you I'm here to preach the good gospel of the humor. I'm here to make the wall shake with laughter. I told you that I was here to really, really give you what we need to have. If you feel it, guys, I want you to give me a ha! Ha! Give me a ha! 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 Now what I need you to do is I need you to stand up. This is a true comedic religious experience. I need you to rise to your feet. And you please get to your feet. We want to feel the laughter. We want to make it roll. This is something that we're going to experience together. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Guys, I want you to stomp your left foot once. I want you to stomp your right foot once. I want you to clap your hands 3 times. That is a standing ovation. I appreciate you guys so